Welcome to Turkmenistan!
Turkmenistan, one of the world's least visited countries with just under 10,000 tourists per year. Known for its strict totalitarian regime, it's often compared to North Korea, and there's very little information available about it. Not only is it super expensive to visit, but getting a visa is nearly impossible. But don't worry, I recently went there and I'm going to give you guys the access that is so limited. I'm giving you an inside look into what just might be the world's weirdest country. Let's dive into the top 10 strangest things about Turkmenistan. Starting off strong with number 1 on my list is white marbled buildings. Ashgabat, the capital, is covered in gleaming white marble, and not just any marble, guys. This stuff is flown all the way from Italy. How crazy is this, guys? Can you believe that nearly all of the buildings in Ashgabat are made with this white marble? And the craziest part is that it's flown all the way from Italy by plane here to the city in Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan even holds a Guinness World Record for the highest number of white marble buildings and monuments in the world. It's like walking through a futuristic city of endless marble. Next up on my list is the empty streets. Despite the grandeur, Ashgabat streets are bizarrely empty. There are no bustling crowds here, and while it does get a bit busier in the evenings, especially if you venture beyond the white marble facade, there's a strict 10 p.m. curfew for restaurants and hotels. We went clubbing in Turkmenistan, and though clubbing is in quotation marks because it was a much tamer version of it, the party was going strong, but at 10 p.m. we were forced out. The city really does feel like a ghost town 99% of the time. It's a strange feeling like it was built for millions, but where is everyone?
Literally no one in sight. There is absolutely no one here.
If you thought that the white marbled buildings or the empty streets were weird, then I've got something even weirder for you. If you own a car, it has to be white. It's illegal to have a car of any other color, and if your white car gets dirty, you'll be fined. We actually had to stop and wash our car on the outskirts of Ashgabat to avoid getting a ticket.
Here the car wash, because it is illegal to have a dirty car in Ashgabat. Can you guys believe that? That's mad.
Yes, you've heard white, or shall I say right. It is illegal to have a car that is not white. Next up is the infamous Gates of Hell, a giant gas crater that's been burning for the last 50 years. It's also known as the Darvaza gas crater, and the origins of the crater aren't well documented, adding to its mystery. This gas crater burning with fire is 60 meters wide. You will never be able to grasp just how big it is from looking at it over here. And like many people know, this is called the Gateway to Hell, and it's for no surprise. Most people agree that it was created when a gas extraction operation went wrong. They set it on fire to burn off the gas, and funny enough, it hasn't stopped burning since. Over 50 years ago. There's no accommodation nearby except for dedicated yurts where we camped overnight. It was peak summer, so it was so hot, and those mattresses were not comfortable, but being just a few hundred meters away from such a crazy wonder made it all worth it. Moving on to number 5, censorship. Turkmenistan has some of the strictest censorship in the world. No internet or data service anywhere, and the only time we could get online was at our hotel with a VPN. Even then, it was barely working. Forget Facebook or WhatsApp here, Turkmenistan is completely cut off digitally from the outside world. Next up, let's talk about Turkmenistan's bizarre monuments. The country is full of statues and structures dedicated to the most random things. For example, there's a massive bicycle statue celebrating Bicycle Day in Turkmenistan, which started after the country broke the world record for the longest ever bicycle parade. On this day each year, only bicycles are allowed to be ridden. There's also a monument dedicated to the Book of Runama. This is a book written by the former president, considered almost like a holy text here. It's required reading in all schools, universities, and workplaces. And if you want to become a citizen of Turkmenistan, you even have to pass an exam on the book to prove you know it. Wacky, right? Okay, here's a fun one. Coming in at number 7 is the Symbolic Buildings. The government buildings in Turkmenistan aren't just functional, they're symbolic. Each one looks like what it represents. The Ministry of Education is shaped like a giant book, the hospital, a cobra, and the energy department, a cigarette lighter. Walking through the city feels like being in a surreal architectural theme park. The best part, it's almost impossible to get lost. If you're looking for the Ministry of Space, just head towards the building shaped like a space shuttle. One of the weirdest and most impressive buildings in Ashgabat is the colossal wedding palace. Every single person in Turkmenistan is required to register their marriage here.
If you're going to get married in Ashgabat,
every single person, every single couple has to come over here to register their marriage.
It's not just a regular building, it's a massive wedding mega center seating thousands of people with accommodations, outfitters, and even banquet halls all under one roof. But let's talk about Turkmen wedding culture for a minute. It's absolutely wild. Couples go all out bedazzling their cars with gold and bling. Flashy decorations are a huge deal, making the wedding procession a real spectacle. The view from the top of the wedding palace is also phenomenal. You get a sweeping panorama of Ashgabat, the white city, which is just perfect for that big white wedding. Number 9 on my list is the national pride for horses and Alibi dogs. Turkmenistan is obsessed with those two things. The Akal Teke horses are considered national treasures and can't be exported. We were super lucky to ride one of these famous horses and even witnessed an incredible show. It was quite the experience, and I can totally see why these horses are so highly prized among the Turkmen. It's just a shame that no one ever gets to see them. Now let's talk about the Alibi dog. These dogs are massive. Honestly, some of them looked as big as a horse. The Alibi gained international fame after Russian President Vladimir Putin gifted a puppy to Turkmenistan's president. This gesture sparked a lot of interest in the breed and is really synonymous with Turkmenistan now. Last but not least, number 10 on my list is Turkmenistan's obsession with world records. Have you noticed how often Turkmenistan pops up in the Guinness World Records? It's a lot, 19 records in total. To name just a few, there's the world's largest indoor Ferris wheel, the biggest carpet, the largest building shaped like a horse, not to mention the largest building shaped like a falcon. Oh, and don't forget the tallest unsupported flagpole, which doesn't sound too safe to me. Turkmenistan even holds the largest indoor swimming pool record, and it's specifically built for the Asian Indoor Games. But here's the catch. Today, the whole Olympic Village complex is a complete ghost town. It's like an empty city built for an event that came and went. Turkmenistan is truly one of the world's strangest places, from white cars to empty streets and flaming craters. If you found this as fascinating as I did, hit the like button and let me know in the comments which of these bizarre things blew your mind the most. What do you think? Do you think this is one of the strangest countries in the world? Don't forget to subscribe for more unique travel stories from around the globe. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you soon.